Guys, Caleb here, and today I'm going to be showcasing my Haunted Manor mock. So I did take a bit of inspiration off this from this really cool model that I saw in the Brothers Brick a while ago, and I thought it was a really cool model. I've been wanting to try it for a while, I just didn't really have the time. And so I decided to, actually try and build a haunted house mock. So I used a bunch of the parts from my apocalyptic mock that I destroyed with a baseball bat and turned them into this. And part of the fun of this, I would say, is that I know a bunch of people who are building mocks or just building things hate it when their bricks get yellowed and when the sun kind of yellows them and makes them a little bit dimmer and not quite as bright, kind of like this piece here. And so I don't think it's a horrible thing, like yellowed bricks like that. So I decided to incorporate quite a few bricks that are yellowed like this into the model because I think it makes it look almost like, I don't know, it gives us this really cool old feel that not everything is a perfect exact gray. Everything's very uneven and there's broken glass everywhere and stuff. So yeah, I used yellowed bricks on it, and I decided to add kind of a story to it. So the story is pretty much this professor here and his student have this like old apocalyptic abandoned manor like outside of their college or whatever. And so one day they decide to, explore it, but they're very surprised on what they find inside of the manor. So stay tuned to see what's inside of this manor. But without further ado, let's dive into it, and I'm going to show you the professor and the student because I built some pretty cool minifigs for them. So first up we have the college student, and I think he turned out pretty cool. This is a very terrified look. He's, just got kind of a college uniform on, some hands, but he's just absolutely terrified of what's inside of this manor. And I really like the face print and everything, but my favorite's the professor, so let's get to him. And then we have the professor himself, and he turned out really cool. I love the coat I gave him. He looks very fancy with his top hat. And I love this Alfred face I used with the glasses and the wrinkles. Just makes him look very dignified and orderly and very, very cool. He's even got an umbrella he's walking in, and even a little bit of back printing there. But I personally am really happy how this professor turned out who's exploring this abandoned manor. So here's the completed model, and personally I think it turned out really cool. I made it look kind of like it's in the wintertime, so the outside's very bare. Only a few plants and, a tree without leaves on it and a bat on the tree. So I made it look like it's the middle of the wintertime. It's very cold and freezing, and there's just broken glass. Like every window here is just shattered to pieces and stuff. And it really turned out a pretty spooky, cool mock, and I'm really excited to dive into it and show you what exactly is inside of this haunted manor. Starting off on the front here, we have the professor walking in, and of course we have the bare tree with the bat on it, and even a little plant here, and even a vine growing out there. I made it look very, beat up and just really old and apocalyptic. You can see there's just, every window here just has broken glass all over it, which turned out really cool. You can see there's the doorway here to enter inside. There's even a little cross above the doorway. So maybe this was actually a church before it was a manor. I mean, nobody knows. At the top I got this really cool look with all this shattered glass, and at this really cool almost domed angle that turned out looking very cool. And then the roof's even at a triangle angle. The roof was extremely hard to build. I had no idea how to build a pyramid roof. I didn't have the foggiest clue on how to do it, so that took a very long time to try and build a triangle roof. But personally I'm pretty happy how it turns out, and I think it works with this whole haunted manor look. But now I'm sure it's time to dive in with what I'm sure you've all been waiting for. What exactly lies inside this haunted manor? Monster attack! Ah! On the first floor, I pretty much built a massive monster with these really cool black teeth. So pretty much an all-black monster that's pretty much been living inside this manor. It somehow got created in the manor and has lived in it ever since. And nobody's ever been up here, so nobody knows it exists. And there's a puddle of black slime on the floor, too. But over here where the student's at, we have some other odd artifacts, such as a skull on a stand and even a jar full of eyeballs, which was really fun. But it even has almost a little kitchen area here that's been abandoned, and even a little oven here that the eyeballs are on. But I really like, there's even broken glass behind there and stuff, and this whole room is probably my favorite part of this whole mock, is just this, the inside, the very first floor of this, just turned out so cool. I love all the little artifacts, especially the jar of eyeballs, but this monster turned out very, very cool, and I am extremely pleased how this room turned out. The second floor is just littered with broken glass everywhere. And then we have an old-fashioned piano, which turned out really cool. I'm a pianist myself. I've been playing for like 4 years. So I thought, how about I just put like an old-fashioned piano in here? We'll put it in there. And I actually used this spiderweb piece, which was actually in like some of the Spider-Man sets from like 2017 or something like that. And we just had one of them lying around. I saw it, and I thought, why don't I use it for this? There's just going to be a massive spider web here, and you can see the windows and stuff. And this room also turned out pretty cool. You know, just right above here is this room. And right above the piano room, we have pretty much the attic, and there's not much going on. I actually added a hole, so it's pretty much like, you know, actually part of the second floor, technically speaking. But we have a barrel, we have an old skeleton, and then we have the spider that made the massive webs. So the attic turned out alright. Personally, I like the two other floors better. I just had a little bit of extra space, so I thought, no, I'll just make a little attic. But yeah, this is the Haunted Manor I've been working on. It really took me 3 or 4 days to make it, because I was also in the middle of making, you know, another mock, and I was also in the making that leprechaun hat, so it definitely took me a while to make. It was actually surprisingly hard, especially this floor, getting this weird angle with these windows and the roof. That was especially hard, but personally, I am quite pleased how this turned out, and maybe one of my favorite mocks I made, especially the interior. The interior is where this mock shines. I think it's a really cool inside. But this is Seabrook Productions sign off for now. Make sure to like and subscribe as always, and I kind of plan to do more mocks like this in the future. Like, this is really fun to make a spooky, abandoned manor type thing, and it's a really fun mock. So thanks for watching, and make sure you stay tuned, because I'm going to be coming out with some pretty exciting videos soon. So I will see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.